Years old. It's about time with Rashawn's About Time Boxing, aka Mr. Trill 100 Mil. What's up to my About Time Boxing family and the Trill 100 Mil gang? Thank you to each and every one of y'all that has subscribed to the channel, who's been taking out the time to watch the videos, like the videos, and leave the comments. I appreciate each and every one of y'all from the heart. That's honest and true and sincere, and I mean it when I say it. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Spread the word about Rashawn's About Time Boxing. Look out for the About Time Boxing podcast coming soon to on the Mixler app. Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez. Woo! This thing is heating up. And ever since Teofimo, beat Lomachenko, man, there's been some stuff going on between him and Devin Haney. Teofimo, telling people when him and Devin Haney sparred, he said he stopped Devin Haney in a sparring session. And Devin Haney confronted him, and Devin Haney was like, "When did you stop me? You telling people you stopped me when we was sparring?" He was like, "You couldn't even hit me." I said, "What you mean? You couldn't even hit me?" And after Teofimo actually beat Lomachenko, he said he wanted to fight Devin Haney next. That's what he said he wanted. He said he wanted to fight Devin Haney. But Gary Russell Jr. said he wanted to fight Devin Haney too. But yet and still they say, Shawty Slim ain't fight nobody. He ain't beat nobody. That's what Gary Russell said. And Teofimo like, "Oh man, I'm the champ. I got the belts. He ain't beat nobody. He ain't do this. He ain't do that." So if Devin Haney is a nobody, who, by the way, which is the youngest promoter in the game, official promoter, I mean like real promoter, not just got his name up like it's a promotion thing and all that. Devin Haney is he's a real promoter, paperwork and all. But for all of the fighters and stuff that's saying that he's nobody, he ain't beat nobody, and he ain't this and he ain't that, he a paper champion, he won the belt, through a text message or a fax and all that stuff, then why do y'all want so much money to fight him if he's a nobody? Why y'all want so much money to fight him if Devin Haney is nobody? Why y'all want so much money? Gary Russell asked for 1.5, and Devin Haney and his father, they was gonna put the money up themselves. Like, okay, you want it? Okay, come on, let's do it. And then Gary Russell, he didn't realize that they bite was just as big as they bark. He was doing a lot of barking, and when they bit, then he said, "Oh, we'll put another 0.5 on and we can make the fight happen," and this, that, and the third. And then it just became just a whole bunch of talk. And honestly, I don't think Gary Russell can beat Devin Haney anyway. It'll be a good fight between him and Teofimo Lopez. But Teo saying, "Oh man, he ain't nobody, blah." All right, but you asked for $10 million to fight this nobody. That's what Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo said he wanted $10 million. And the crazy thing about it is, if I'm not mistaken, Devin Haney made more money in his fight with Gamboa than Teofimo made fighting Lomachenko. So come on, let's talk about it. Drop some comments. Let me know what y'all think about that. Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney. Is it hype? Or do y'all really think that the fight can actually happen? See, Devin Haney wants the fight to happen. See, the one thing I respect about Devin Haney is, Devin Haney is actually like a old throwback fighter. And what I mean by that is, he really wants to fight the best. He don't make it about the money. He really wants to prove that he is the best. He's trying to solidify his name in the sport of boxing so that when his career is over, people can say, "Yo, he fought the best." That's what Devin Haney really wanted. That's what he's really going after. The money is a bonus for him. That's just a bonus because he gonna get the money regardless. He gonna get it. He gonna get the money regardless, so it don't even matter. He's going to get the money anyway. But he's not, he ain't talking about how much money he want to fight somebody. When somebody call him out, let's make the fight happen. Last week, Devin Haney went on Twitter. He said, Teofimo, he said, fight me or shut the up. Because all you doing is talking. That's what he said. He said, Teofimo, he said, fight me or just shut up. And I like Teofimo Lopez too. I think he's a really good fighter. He definitely got, the vocal part of it down. He can talk that. He can talk that shit too. He could talk it. But calling people out and actually really wanting to make the fight happen is a different, and wanting to fight is a whole different situation. People can call people out all day long. But one of the things that I learned in watching boxing is that when a fighter really don't want to fight another fighter, they'll put some crazy, outrageous terms in the contract that they know they know that it's just not gonna. It's no way in the world it can happen. You asking for $10 million to fight Devin Haney? So how much should Devin Haney get? Now again, like I said, I would love to see that fight. I would love to see Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez fight. I would love to see that fight. And I hope that they can come to some type of agreement so that the fight can happen. But if it becomes a tug of war and all that, you know what I mean, about who's going to get this, who's going to get that, that fight ain't going to happen. Just like the fight with Gary Russell. Because if Gary really wanted that smoke, when he asked for that 1.5 and they said, okay, produce the, like, what's up? And Gary Russell went as far as saying that he sent them a contract or sent them, some kind of form and all that. And Bill Haney was like, man, you didn't send us nothing. You asked for this and we said, okay. And they were going to put the money up. They didn't go to Eddie Hearn or DAZN. They were going to put that money up themselves, Devin and Bill Haney. If I'm not mistaken, they were going to put that money up for Gary Russell to fight Devin. But then you saw how fast Gary Russell really didn't want to fight. He said, oh, put another 0.5 on that, Shorty Slim. That's man, and I'm going to beat your ass. You asked for 1.5. If you wanted 2 million or 2.5, you should have said that from the gate. But when fighters know that they're not going to get that, you know what I'm saying? When they know that they're not going to get that, they'll say, okay. And listen, I'm not saying that Teofimo Lopez is scared or anything like that, but listen, you got these guys, you know what I mean? Gary Russell, Teofimo, other people talking about, well, Devin Haney, the biggest name he got on this resume is Gamboa. And they tried to mock that. Gary Russell tried to mock that. Like, oh, man, you fighting an old Gamboa, 38 years old or something like that. But you bragged about beating an old Mark II Sharp Johnson when you was coming up. Mr. Russell. And how can you look down on that when you was 24-0 with 14 knockouts and Lomachenko was 1-1-1 and he beat you? You supposed to teach him a lesson. Whoop his ass, outbox him, something, stop him. But Loma beat you. And Teo beat Loma. But this Devin Haney, listen, Devin Haney just like, look, he tired of all of the talk. Everybody always, he like, man, everybody always got something to say, no matter what. He said, no matter who I beat, who I fight, no matter how big their name is, they still gonna have something to say. He said, listen, he said to prove that Teofimo Lopez is a bitch and don't want to fight, he said Teofimo Lopez is the type of guy, Devin Haney said that, he'll wait for me to vacate my belt to move up in weight, and then he'll go try to get my belt after I vacated it to move up. That's strong stuff right there. Drop me some comments at the bottom. Let me know what y'all think. Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney. Do y'all want to see that fight in 2021? I do. I do. I do. And honestly, in that fight, the one who's the best condition, because they both are very skilled and technically sound fighters. Both of them are. I think Teofimo Lopez has outstanding boxing skills, and so does Devin Haney. That's going to be a chess match, them two fighting. It's going to be a chess match. See, this is what I mean about the different styles and understanding how the two styles do or don't match up. That's going to be an interesting fight, but if the fight can happen. So Devin Haney basically saying, look, y'all keep my name out y'all mouth. Keep my name out y'all mouth. If y'all ain't trying to fight, stop calling me out. And stop asking for these astronomical amounts of money, you know what I mean? You know, just so you can actually get out of fighting me. So you don't want to look like you a coward. You know, so that's what Devin Haney said. Look, you asked for all that money because you really don't want to fight me. Said the same thing about Gary Russell. You asked for all that money, Gary, because you didn't really want to fight me. That's why. And he said, Teofimo Lopez, you did the same thing. You asked for $10 million because you really don't want to fight me. You know, ain't no way in the world you're going to get $10 million to fight me. Not now, anyway. If it's a build up to it, I could possibly see that. But right now, nah. Ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen. And there was some talk of, listen. Devin Haney wants to fight the best. And that's what I mean about boxing being about, at one point it was about the best just really fighting the best. Because the fighters from old, they wasn't really making no money like that. They wasn't getting paid. And most of them was getting ripped off by the promoters. Most of the old throwback fighters were getting ripped off by the promoters. But they felt like they had something to prove. They really wanted to prove that they was the best. That's why certain fighters to this day we can still talk about. Because for them it was about proving that they was the best. That they could, that they can beat the best. They fight the best and beat the best. So, but a lot of these fighters today are making more money than fighters back then ever made. Yet and still they calling people out. But then when they get down to it, they ask for they ask for money. And a lot of times fighters just call people out because sometimes they either told to do it or, oh, it sound good on camera, it look good. Let me just go ahead and throw it out there. But when it come down to it, they really don't want it. And again, please don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying that Teofimo Lopez don't want to fight Devin Haney. I believe that he does. But on one hand, he feel like, listen, I feel like I'm worth that. But you didn't get nowhere near that fight in Lomachenko. So I just figured, ask for something that's fair. Won't y'all, hash that out? Because I saw the video when Devin Haney approached him and said to Teofimo Lopez, like, yo, you couldn't even hit me when we were sparring. And since you going around telling people that you stopped me in sparring, then why ask for all this money? Like, just, get a fair number. Let's make the fight happen. And the fight should be easy. You should be able, if you stop me in a sparring session, it should be easier for you to stop me in the actual fight. So let's do it. So what's the hold up? That's what Devin Haney's saying. What's the hold up? Because I'm my own promoter. He was like, yeah, I can go to Eddie Hearn, but I'm my own promoter. If I want to make a fight happen, I can make it happen. You saying you want to fight me, then let's do it. But he's saying all these fighters, like, listen, stop calling me out knowing that y'all really don't want the smoke. And the way that y'all get out of fighting me is by asking for all this money that y'all know y'all not going to get. So then y'all can say, oh, well, no, I'm not going to fight him then. Devin Haney said that's because y'all never really wanted to fight me in the first place. Y'all just wanted to have my name in y'all mouth. Drop me some comments at the bottom. Smash that like button. Let me know what y'all think about that. Shout out to Showboat TV, Blue Blood TV, Aki TV, New Media Boxing. And always the biggest shout out to my About Time Boxing family and my Trill 100 Mil gang. Pass the word on about Rashawn's About Time Boxing. And again, look out for the About Time Boxing podcast coming on the Mixler app. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and smash the notification button so you can stay up on the latest with Rashawn's About Time Boxing and the Trill 100 Mil gang.